classic guitar video. Tonight's guitar is going to be part 3 and hopefully the last part of the Frister Speedstar Strat in eggshell pink. That's for a friend of mine, Kevin. We affectionately call this guitar Pinky Tuscadero. So for those of you people that are in and around my age, you'll know who that is. I'll let you guess at it without trying to Google it. So let's go ahead and get started on this.
What are your intentions for my daughter? Well, I intend to
So
take care of her to the
here
best
it
of my ability.
is, Pinky Tuscadero. My friend said he was going to come over possibly tomorrow, so I want to have it ready for him to pick up and take tomorrow. So if you guys remember, last we were having issues with the tremolo, in that the screws did not, the mounting screws did not fit. So that's where we're at. I was just going to leave the 2 screws in it so it would have a whammy to it, a tremolo to it, but he said go ahead and just screw it down. He didn't care if the tremolo moved up or down. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move it up and down. I'm going to use the other 4 screws and mount this mother trucker. Yeah, I said mother trucker, not something else. And yeah, that's what we're going to do on this puppy. We're going to finish this sucker up. I've had this guitar for a year. He brought it to me Christmas week last year. So it's very past due for me to give him this guitar back. Sorry buddy. It is partially my fault mostly, and partially his fault. In that, when it came time to put the guitar together, I noticed things that I didn't have, like the tremolo, the back plate, some screws, things of that nature. So we went and we bought a new tremolo for it, and we had to wait for that to get here, and then it didn't line up with the screw mount holes. Then I had to repaint it. Had miscellaneous issues with it. Mostly my fault though, I guess. I didn't work on it fast enough. But he said he didn't care too much about that because it wasn't a guitar he was illin' for immediately. He just wants to make a player out of it, something he can pick up real quick and play real quick. So it doesn't matter if it's, 100%. It's not a high-end expensive guitar to begin with. So there is that. So we'll go ahead and take this tremolo off again so I can mount those screws in it and put strings on it and solder up the jack to it, and we'll get this puppy done and back to him hopefully tomorrow. So I'm gonna put these screws in it. The holes don't quite match up, but he said use the same holes, so that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think it'll be too bad, and he still might have a little bit of movement one way or the other, so it's not that big of a deal. So here we go. I'm going to put them in as straight as I can, which might be more difficult than, but if I go slow and mellow, I'll be able to get them in fairly straight. You can hear they're going in pretty tight. So it's like, oh god. But like I said, he didn't care if the tremolo worked on it or not. So that's what we'll do. Probably lost tremolo with just that. Let's put the arm in here real quick and see if we got movement. Well, we got a little bit of movement, but not enough to say we've got movement. Well, that's probably going to change by the time I get the last screw in, so. So, that's what we'll do. There's not enough room to drill new holes because the holes that are there are already too close. So, I can't drill new holes beside the old holes. There's not enough room to drill even a small pilot hole. So, just go slow and straight and as even as I can. And then it'll just be like a Telecaster, you know, that has the bridge in it, and we'll leave it at that. Get this sucker back to him, hopefully tomorrow. He said he was going to try and stop by tomorrow before he leaves town for Christmas, so with that said, yeah. And I'm sitting here watching Christmas movies on Ion Television. I think this one's A Christmas Cruise with Vivica Fox. So, I know, I like these corny Christmas movies, what can I say? All these Christmas movies are kind of corny and lovesick. Everyone's corny and lovesick in all these Christmas movies for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. Funny. Those are going to be tight, tight, tight. And it may loosen up after a time. You might get some movement out of it, so yeah. Yeah. Last one.
You said it yourself, life is short. And whether you want to admit it or not, you need an escape. Just think about it. Think about it tonight, okay? For me.
Just start and go as straight as you can, because if you continue crooked and say, ah, screw it, I'll just put it in crooked, you're going to crack something, or you'll twist the head of the screw off or something, so you don't want that. Oh, mercy, that's tight. And plus you don't want to strip out the Phillips on the screw head, so oh man, it's tighter than a drum. But he said it was okay, so just going by what he says. I think it'll be okay. I'm fully expecting the guitar to still be 100% playable, so. Alright, there we have it. Okay, boys and girls. Okay, now we have the jack. Had a brain fart there for a second. I was like, what is this thing called? Oh, it's called a jack. It's a little loose, so we'll tighten. Well, we can't tighten it up. So. I don't think I can tighten it up anymore. We'll see. Let's see. Put that away. See if I can tighten the one behind it, because it's got a jam screw behind it. So. And I can't, so it's just going to have to be that way. I don't like them when they turn, but
I'm asleep. I wake up. I read
But
this
what can you do?
I'm so bored. I'm bored and I'm bored.
With all due respect, you are new to this.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's one of my favorite writers. Yeah, you're the
Okay, so we feed this through
Excellent taste and I am
the
catching
hole.
So here's the deal.
Feed it through the hole.
We need to just have a little change ready. Right?
Oh,
I mean, we
come on
gotta
now.
keep up with the Post and the Times.
There we
Speaking of the Times, everyone is reading the news on the internet
Come on
now,
now.
right? Which is an improvement because now you don't get the ink on your fingers, and that I always hated that thing because it's like the news. But the news is
Ah, come on, why isn't this fitting right? Minosabi.
I am
Where's it
finishing
again?
up the article on the
You know what? I'm gonna polish it before I put it in too. I'll have to wipe it off again, but I'm done. But that's all right.
It's a lovely school. I don't fully
I'm not gonna polish this because it's not. It's a satin finish. So
Look, young doesn't always equal sexy, sweetie. It's just that
No, you're right. I'll give you that. You're right. All right, let me try something different then. I'll make it very simple. You bring me what I need, and I will make you New York Minutes managing editor.
managing editor, editor,
I already told you that
managing editor. He's got an accent there.
what do you want me to do?
Managing editor, editor.
Holidays are coming up.
Yes, it's like a romance, finding love during the holidays piece. You're single, right?
Yeah, but I have to be honest with you. I just don't think that I'm a good fit for this because my love life is nothing to write about.
That is very sad to hear. All right, well, you know, it's actually not a bad
Ooh,
thing because then
it's
it
nice.
becomes a
It's nice and
third
pretty.
piece, where a single woman is trying to navigate the landscape during the Christmas time holiday, and that is what our readers will connect to. So it's very good that a woman your age is writing this article.
A woman your age.
My age. How old do you think I am?
You are a very beautiful, talented, and sophisticated woman.
Good save. Thank you.
And there are other beautiful,
Good save.
sophisticated women who are going to be very alone during the holiday. Why? Because it's just impossible to meet anybody worth a pint of pomegranate juice in this city. So we just need to put you in a place where we know that's going to be a done deal.
Me. You're gonna put me.
It's like a limited
Okay, she's real pretty now.
I want them to know that you're a reporter.
I'll
We want them
show
to
it to
see
you here.
as a
Beautiful,
Get my
talented.
fingerprints, my grubby grubs on it.
Exactly. It's just we gotta brainstorm where you're gonna go. I don't know.
Okay, where?
I don't know. You just gotta say something.
Okay, so very carefully, without getting my grubby grubs on it, put it back in.
Tropical.
I mean, I can grab the edges of it, but
You know, it's gotta be like where you find
but
love. You know,
not
it's an adventure.
I think I found the
you
place.
know. Okay. Okay, nice. Oops, sorry. Jeez, I got all these jacks over here. It's like, man, okay. 1,500 jacks over here. Did I just do the wrong jack? 'Cause I got 3 of them sitting here, so it's like... It's like, error, and error. I got the wrong one. Well, no, that's, I don't. That's okay. That's all good. So good. So good. So good.
Are you filming?
At Booking.com, we can't guarantee you'll be any good at that water jet.
Okay.
Can guarantee the best price on hotels like this one, or any home.
There's a hole.
Treehouse.
There it is.
Get the best price on homes, hotels.
These are the right screws or just for the other guitar?
Booking.yeah.
Dang it. I don't know. No, I think these are the Those are the right screws. These are a little bit smaller than the other 2 I just picked up. These are right though.
It's almost Christmas. Save big at JCPenney and wrap up your gift list.
turn on my soldering gun and solder the connections, hook it up and make sure it works before I put strings on it. So I don't want to do all that work and then put the strings on it and then there's something wrong with it because then I got to take the strings off. And I don't want to do that, if at all humanly possible. So there is that. Okay. So I need to wire strip this. I suppose I should have done that beforehand, but it's alright. Cut the old off. Strip down.
The beautiful thing about care is knowing that it's always there. And that it always will.
Okay. Now we have an insulator or ground, and then we have the hot. So we separate the two. We take all the threads of the ground. I got pretty good eyesight, so I can see them all. Take them, make sure they're all straight, and then twist it. And then I'll tint it with solder.
Stellara may lower your ability to fight infections and may increase your risk of infections and cancer. Some serious infections require hospitalization before treatment gets into the
And now I have to strip this one off.
Have had cancer or developed new skin growths, or if anyone in your house needs or recently had a vaccine, alert your doctor of new or worsening problems, including headaches, seizures, confusion, and vision problems. These may be signs of a rare potentially fatal
There we go.
Some serious allergic reactions
And then do the same take and take and twist the threads of the wire. Now I'm going to have to heat up my soldering gun. And heat this mother trucker up. Showing Queen Mary in this movie. And then when they show the ship again, it's an entirely different ship that they're on. But I know for a fact that's Queen Mary. And they digitally superimposed Christmas Mary on it.
Cam, we're on vacation. I know. I'm just writing down my first impressions of the boat.
Soldering gun plugged in. Got my solder. And we'll get this done forthwith. And we'll get this done forthwith. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this off, maybe. I'm trying to think. Some of these are a little long. I'm gonna cut a little bit of this off. And then the other one's fine. Okay, now we're gonna tint it with solder. I'm gonna put this under it so if any solder drops, it'll drop on my rag and not drop on the guitar. Because that would not be copacetic at all. Now, this is a soldering gun, so it heats up very fast. I've had this soldering gun since I was 10 years old. So it's old, oldie but a goodie. Dad bought it for me from Radio Shack for Christmas when I was 10. So that would have been 1982. So yeah, I know I'm an old sucker. I'm an oldie but a goodie. No, I'm not that old. somebody called me old the other day on a YouTube video comment section that I moderate, and said, "You're old." Oh, old and cringy, that's what they said. Old and cringy. I was like, no. No.
Yes, it's mine. Thank you.
I certainly don't mean to snoop. It was open on this page. It just
I need a tissue or something that I can... I hate to use this because it's my polish rag, but... oh well, I need to replace this polish rag anyway. It's getting aged. That's okay, no big deal. Okay, now solder the two together. White with the white and the ground with the ground. And then we're golden. You gotta have pretty steady hands to do this.
Are you serious? I love the New York Minute. Are you kidding me? I have a subscription to the New York Minute. You know, some of my friends, they give me noise because, you know, I get the hard copies instead of going digital, but this is amazing. I love your... I'm a child of the 90s, you know?
Me too.
So you're writing...
Give it a little tug just to make sure it's nice and tight.
Are you with anyone?
Actually, I am.
And then I'll wrap this so it doesn't scratch together, short together, I mean. Okay, so very good.
What? I thought this would be good for you. Oh, come on. He's the cruise director. He just ditched you. Seem pretty friendly.
And when I put it in right now, I'm just going to put a couple of screws in it just to hold it down and plug it in and see if we got active sound. And I can do that without putting a string on it. I just tap or rub the pickups, and if they make sound, then voila. 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 Okay, let's plug this sucker in and hope for the best. Why is that tight? Oh, there we go. Alright, here we go.
You know I like sleeping alone.
Oh, there must have been some kind of mistake.
Yeah, I'll just go talk to the cruise manager.
Frister?
We have ground.
Ever in charge of the bed. I'll just tell him to give us another room.
Wait, let's check on the view.
Okay, we have tone change, because I hear. Volume works.
Are the waves still going to be a problem?
This is a great gift. Thank you.
My pleasure. But I do need one thing. And what's that? Just
It'll be better when I have everything down and ground.
And I know this is a hard concept for you, but just try. Try to have fun. I'm serious. I love you, but you are constantly working. You need this vacation. You need to relax. Okay? You don't seem relaxed.
I am relaxed.
I'm going to have fun.
Okay, I think we're gonna be good. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'll screw this sucker down and start putting strings on it and go from there. I think it'll be better. It'll sound better when I'm making a complete ground. So there is that aspect of it. I just watched this tonight. America Salutes You presents Guitar Legends 2. I just watched that tonight. They're rerunning it. That's just advertising a rerun, but I watched it tonight. It was pretty cool. Oh man. Now what's the problem? Yeah. There, it's alright. It's all good. Okay. The screws in. I'm just going to put the screws in. I'm not going to tighten them until I know that we got continuity with the ground and the screw and the strings and all that.
I've always been amazed by what's next and still going for my best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke today than...
Ooh, I'm missing some screws. That ain't good.
I want that too. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk.
Dang it. No, we're not missing them. I take it back.
Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. What's next?
I thought we were missing some for a split second. I was like, no.
Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis, the #1 cardiologist.
Okay, she is screwed down. Put the tremolo on it and see if we got any movement. Probably little to none. Yeah, we got a little, but oh man. Yeah, fudge sickle. Oh well, I think it'll be okay. I don't know. It's not a high-end guitar, so he's not expecting miracles. I'm not a miracle worker. Well, actually, I'm a pretty good miracle worker. Not all the time, but sometimes. Sometimes I'm a miracle worker. Next. Okay, we got the, where's the strings? Right here. They're right here. Ernie ball, custom gauge. Ernie ball.
Can I help you? You're the...
Custom.
Yes, you're the hotel food, right?
Ernie ball. Okay, I'll be right back.
Comfortable enough? Well, not exactly. It's just that we're supposed to have 2 beds, and there's only...
You want to handle this one, Rockwell? Yeah, you'll have to bring some extra towels to that family in 4B. How can I help you?
You wouldn't also secretly be the captain or something.
No, I wish I was the captain. I really do, but no, I'm not. Well, what's the problem?
It's our cabin.
Stateroom.
Huh?
It's not called a cabin. It's called a stateroom. I guess you don't like decor.
Oh, no, I love color schemes.
Okay. What am I stepping on? Oh, stepping on a cord of the
You still call it
mohickey. Cord of the mohickey, that's what it's called.
The ship.
In case you didn't know.
a ship? Doesn't have something
The cord of the mohickey. Mohickey to the doohickey. Okay. I'm gonna put one string on it and re-plug it in and see what that does. Just for S's and G's. Got no back plate for this either, and he didn't give me one. I'm gonna see if I've got a back plate for it. I'm gonna say no, I don't.
just move us to a different
But we'll see what I can accommodate for him. Yeah, wrong hole. I haven't done that in a long time. So they feed through the back. And you just hold it carefully, set your guitar back down. And in you go. The first round. Let's hope the nut is high enough. If this nut is not high enough, I'm not going to be happy. Not going to be happy at all. I think it'll be okay. So I put a new nut on this, and the if you guys remember, the nut groove in the neck was really chewed up. I mean, somebody tried to put another nut in there and just hacked it all to hell. And it was just like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. So you make sure it's in the saddle of the first saddle. Saddle groove is the first saddle.
Could you possibly be ready about now, gingerbread man?
And you start whining.
Hey, what do you have against Christmas decorations?
I love Christmas decorations. I just remind me of my ex.
Your ex is a cookie now?
Hello again.
Oh man, I think this nut's gonna be too low. Shit balls. I don't know. Shoot. I already glued it in there. So it's like, oh man. So I'm gonna have to put a real bow in the neck. Like really make the neck convex. I mean like a lot. Like put a, like here's the neck. Here's the neck flat. I'm gonna have to, let me show you. Then I'm gonna have to put a slight convex over that neck by adjusting the neck truss rod. Maybe, we'll see. You know what? I'm gonna bring the first E string to full tune and see what that does. Why is there no sound? Oh, it helps if I have it plugged in. I was going, what the what? Helps if it's plugged in. Just a little bit, not much. Just a little. Now what? Oh man, the switch is a little wonky. What the fudge is that? Oh, one of the pickups is too high. Man, it's always something in it, folks. Can't remember a guitar I had so many issues with. That's why this thing has been a year project. It's like it was one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. But it's not an expensive guitar when I'm done with it, but it's kind of a rare guitar. You don't see too many of them. I've only owned a few of them. The name of the guitar again is Frister Speedstar. So they're kind of few and far between, if you will.
It's pretty, but I'm not particularly into
Oh man, the action is really freaking high. But we'll fix all that. So far so good though. I mean, not too shabby, I guess.
And so it begins the time.
Come on.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Don't tell me it's a problem with this pot. Oh man. Don't tell me we're gonna have new problems. No, the tone works. No, all the tone knobs work. Ooh, the intonation is horribly off. I mean, horribly. Hear that? Ooh, that is gnarly off. But
What are you doing? It's 10 o'clock.
okay, whatever. All right, let's do the next string.
I was just writing a few things down. For a second, I was hoping that cruise director was in here.
Next gauge is 32.
Maybe tomorrow, girl.
We had a deal. You're on vacation and you're gonna have fun.
Who says I'm not having fun?
So in through the back, out through the front.
And you're one of the sweetest, most talented women I know. It's time you let someone else see that. Now, come on.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that we'll be okay with this guitar. It's not going to be rock star quality, but it'll be playable. I'm just a little worried about the nut height. But I think we'll be passable.
Meaning if the one you're looking for doesn't show up, that was just like another one. I don't know what you're talking about. You know? It seems like you're looking for somebody in particular.
Passable. We'll see. Let's see what I get with that high E string on. And I'm either going to be cussing really loud and fast, or I'm just going to be jumping up and down for joy. So we'll see. Oh man, what is the problem? Now that I got two strings on there. Maybe it's this tone knob. This tone pot. Oy vey.
Allowing the band to practice at your house, not a great decision. Keep it real. Keep it tight to any time.
We'll just have to see. I don't know. Don't rightly know. Okay, here's the next 24 wound. Nickel wound.
Getting everyone together this holiday season? Be ready with Stouffer's party size system. It's the mouth-watering recipe that keeps them coming back. Happy holidays.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay, in through the back. Out to the front. Or top, technically.
This home, we cherish our old memories. And many ones too.
Frister Speedstar.
It's almost Christmas. Save big at JCPenney and Rock Up. 70% off gold and silver jewelry and $149.95. Get $10 off with coupon.
Let's see.
A migraine pill. To be there for the good and not so good. For the mundane. The awe-inspiring. The heart racing. The heartbreaking. That's what life is all about. Showing up. Unless migraine steals your chance to say, I am here.
Come on.
That's why we created Klasic, a preventive treatment for migraine in adults. One dose, once a month. Aimovig's proven
I wish it had
monthly migraine days.
tuners like a Fender, because if I have to take the strings off, all I do is loosen the string a little bit and go up on it like a Fender. I wish it had those kind of tuners in it, but it doesn't.
As long as you can say, I am here. Talk to your doctor about preventing migraine with Aimovig and be there more. XL guys aren't built like everyone else. Like the XL isn't built like any other clothing store. With sizes starting at XL, from Lacoste to Levi's, Brooks Brothers, and
Tighten up, sucker.
Fit. Built XL, TXL.
Ooh, this one. Oh,
Philadelphia cream cheese, made with fresh milk and whipped cream. Make your recipes their holiday favorites. The holidays are made with Philly.
So where'd you get paid for Christmas?
oh, now what? It's that pot. That pot's going bad. Dang it.
Start listening today to the world's largest selection of audiobooks on Audible. And now, for just $14.95, get incredible, good for any audiobook, plus 2 Audible originals. Exclusive titles you can't find anywhere else. No questions asked. Automatically roll your credits over to the next month if you don't use them.
Maybe the pickup's going bad, isn't it? Ooh, man, the action on this thing is like ham sandwich height. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going and hope for the best. I don't know. We'll see. 16 next. It's the first unwound string.
What do you want from me, man? I was friendly. Of course. You always are.
Man, I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
We'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Deep down, you kind of know something might be missing. Have a good night.
Do the back out to the top.
I study those for real.
Study?
I'm a marine biologist. Do you have any idea how rare and beautiful those fish are?
See, like my necklace?
Perfect.
Okay. There goes the next one. Make sure it's in the groove. Oh, mercy.
What are you doing? It's gotta be like 3 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see. Right back.
How you're gonna fill this huge office with swanky furniture that you're not even gonna realize that you're alone. Right? I can't wait to see what you come up with. Talk soon, huh?
Alright, be safe, Arlo. Bye.
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
Jump.
What on earth makes you think that I would jump?
Oh, young lady, you'd be surprised. Once every couple of years, a passenger gets the bright idea.
Start driving a car a year.
Going over the railing. Then we gotta throw a lifeboat in the water, and then somebody's gotta fish it.
Baby for it.
It's the whole thing, you know. It gets complicated. Aren't you in there dancing?
Yeah.
I find that very difficult to see.
Okay, here's 11.
I'm off duty for a few minutes. Just taking a break.
Not too happy about the way this is coming out, but
I mean, look out there.
dang it.
That open sea.
We'll see. I don't know.
It's beautiful.
Funny. When I first came on the boat, I was scared that I was going to get seasick. But,
Into the back,
this is nice.
out through the top.
Enjoying yourself so far.
So far.
In the eye.
Santa's little gift. Did you get that?
Did you have something to do with that? How did you know?
That old notebook of yours was getting full as far as I could tell, and you did mention that your favorite color is green. The details, you gotta pay attention to little things.
Okay, last string. Page 9, high E string. We'll see. Thing is, I don't know if it's a pickup or a pot. I think it probably the pot, it seems like, the issue. Worst comes to worst, and if he says it's, you know, fix it, I'll have to take the strings off, take the cover off again, replace this pot, which is not a big deal. I'll do it, but this guitar is very aggravating. But we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm talking out my blowhole. We'll see. It's not going to pay like a Fender American Strat, that's for sure. I mean, I wish it would, but it ain't. Ouch. I just hate myself. I hate myself. I hate him.
Tell your doctor if you have an infection or flu-like symptoms or sores, have had cancer or developed gout, or if anyone in your house needs or recently had vaccine. Alert your doctor of new or worsening problems, including headaches, seizures, confusion, and vision problems. These may be signs of a rare, potentially fatal brain condition. Some serious allergic reactions and lung inflammation can occur.
Talk to your doctor today and learn how Janssen can help you explore cost support options. Remission can start with Stellara.
Give a gift that brings the ones you love even closer with a DNA kit from 23andMe. And this holiday, get 30% off each kit at 23andMe.com.
So, how's your endometriosis pain?
Some days are better than others.
Whoa. Tell him about the some days the pain is so bad I want to stay in bed.
Just during your period?
Yes. What about the stabbing pain last week? I wasn't on my period then.
Dating sex?
Actually, nothing.
Thought the string was going to break. Oh man, look at the freaking tremolo is way the heck up. I mean, I can almost stick my pinky finger. The action is so high. Okay, well, one freaking thing at a time.
Missing out on our family outings as I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Everything looks too but depends.
We have sizes for all body types, depending on the size is guaranteed to be your best fit. Southern New Hampshire University is now your
Experience, I felt like I was still at their campus. SNHU.edu.
Merciful Minerva. Okay. Let's adjust this string height way to frig down. The action on this thing is like a 1/4 inch. It's nuts.
He's obsessed with his Fender.
I can't get the bridge down any further because
I need to get Wi-Fi.
Shoot. This is not what I want at all. Oh, wait a minute. Son of a motherless goat. Did I forget to put the freaking... I did. God, I'm a dumb son of a motherless goat sometimes. Helps if I put the freaking claw in. Ay, ay, ay. Can't believe I forgot that. Well, I mean, I had it in the back of my mind. I can put some tension on the... It's not a big deal that I forgot about it. It's just an annoyance more than anything. At least now I can put some friggin' tension on the springs. Okay. You want to be very careful, because if this shoots out, it could hit your, it could poke your eye out, kid. So when I put these in, I kind of squint my eyes about halfway shut. I can still see, but I squint my eyes so that way if it does fling back, at least I'm semi-protected without wearing googles. Okay, there we go. Son of a mother. Okay. There we go. Now we got some friggin' tension on the tremolo. Oh, it's about halfway better. Son of a motherless goat. Can't believe I forgot that.
So this isn't your first cruise ship. I mean,
Man. I'm not too happy about the way this is turning out. But it is what it is.
you were an accountant?
Damn right I was. You can believe that. First job, I was an accountant. Not that long ago.
Is what it is, and that's what it is. Yeah, I don't recommend banging on your guitar, but
I don't have one at the moment.
shoot.
Is it a low?
Not happy. Thought the electronics were going to be better than this. They're just not working now. Look, no matter what I do, nothing's working. That's bunk. I didn't turn the amp off. Well, now it's not working at all. Well, shuck my corn. Man. Now it's not working at all. It's not my cord. My cord is fine. Man, that really stinks to high heaven. That
can't run because of my feet. This badger came out and he attacked me when I fought off my shoe.
Did you say a badger? Oh, come on, man. Let's get it together. You're a mess here. Let's get all this stuff off. You're gonna be all right. Yeah, we'll get you some water. Come on. Let's get out of here. Come on.
Man, this buzz bunk is really hoping a year project and now something within the electronics is not working. Pot, something. I know the ground is good because I put the ground. So I know the ground is good.
Yeah, okay, I figured you'd say that. So then we're gonna follow this road through Candy Cane Orchard, right? And then we'll get a signal there. Someone will get us.
Oh, come on.
And you come with me. You three stay here. Let's do this, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be just fine. I just gotta get my trusty flashlight here to
For corn's sake. This really is disappointing.
Oh, please, what are you with my feet? Please.
Disappointing in the highest order.
Music together. They need to sing from
This really stinks. A little tremolo's almost level though. That's cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am highly, 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 highly disappointed. It was working up till we put the last E string on, wasn't it? Guitar with a hammer, but very lightly. Just not working. I'll try adjusting the pickup height back up, but I don't think that's going to make any difference either. It could make a little bit of difference, but not much.
This holiday, take everything you love about Christmas and wrap it in red. Right nowadays, get free assembly and delivery on any grill.
Man, this was bunk.
The hard work you put into lowering your very high triglycerides with diet and exercise deserves the hard work that went into the science behind Vasipa.
Come on.
Vasipa, along with
What the
diet and
frig?
exercise, has proven results in multiple clinical
Okay.
trials. Vasipa because it is different. Over a decade of extensive research and development achieved proven results. That's the prescription.
I am highly disappointed. This is the first time I've had a guitar outright not work or stop working on me in a very long time. I am immensely disappointed. I mean, it is what it is, and that's what it is, but
Prescription Vasipa can mean to you. Amarin thanks the clinicians and patients who participated in the Vasipa clinical trials.
son of a mother. Sometimes you take that risk that the guitar is just not going to work. Take these knobs off. Just because they're kind of an annoyance right now. Now, isn't that funny? I take the freaking knobs off, which are plastic, and now it works. Kind of. Now stop working. Intonation is way the frig off. Okay. I mean, we can adjust things from here and there, but I don't put much faith in getting this thing with the electronics. If the electronics worked, it would play perfectly. But
what is that supposed to mean?
It means I don't think you have any.
Really?
Really?
Hey now. You know what I do? I cast my fingers away.
How can you live like that? There's no plan, no discipline.
it's acting like it's a volume pot or the tone pot. Oh man, this is not cool at all in any way. Sometimes if you push the shaft back down in, it'll kind of...
Still no signal.
Oh, come on.
I don't even know what that means.
Is really ultra high on this thing. I'm gonna have to adjust it all the frig way down. I don't know what's with it. This is astronomically high. Even with the adjusters adjusted all the frig way down.
Come on. I've known you long enough to know when you're keeping something from me. Give me that whole toddy lip thing.
It's not a pouty lip. It's a medical condition.
It's not a condition, it's your kissing face. I knew it. You and the cruise director. Scandalous. Be quiet. See you in a minute. Just keep it quiet, okay? You like him, though. Oh, hey, gorgeous.
Why is it working now?
You know that? Oh, you guys know about the Christmas ball on the last night of the cruise? That's gonna be so fun. I
I'm afraid I don't think
guitar. Of course, I'll touch it and it'll stop working, probably. Maybe it's the ground. I think the ground is in this. No, the ground is good. Oh, Lordy.
There's a certain inescapable old-fashioned charm to Christmas Island. At every turn, the streets are tinsel, candy canes, the smell of gingerbread is in the air, and the people are festive. That doesn't sound right. Hello, it's Pam.
it's me.
Oh, hey, Arlo. How's the city?
Cool, fast, funny people. Oh, I went out to meat packing last night. I went to this club. Yeah.
Alright, this thing just like won't in tonight. Damn.
I had to go talk to and ask her name. You know what she said to me?
I have a feeling this is not going to go well.
And she said, Amy.
And?
I turned around and I walked away.
Why?
It was the name of the first girl that I ever fell in love with the first night, and that girl broke my heart.
Wait a second. You're telling me just because the name reminded you of that experience that you missed out on the chance?
When you put it that way, you make it seem like I missed a very good opportunity. So, how's it going for you? Are you smiling? I can hear you smiling over the phone.
How can you? I was thinking about writing about myself. My friend, she
Still won't in tonight.
Yeah, all right. Right. I like where this is going. This is like the double trouble story. You should write about that too.
no, it's not exactly what you think.
Yeah, I think I should have gone on this cruise. I think I'll just get on the book for next year.
Merciful Minerva.
More circulation. Steamy? Sexy, whatever. It's a shame it's gotta end though, right?
What do you mean?
Oh.
Ma'am?
Ship.
What?
It's called the ship.
Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All
I
right,
went
well,
intonated
I
fine.
can't wait to see this final piece. It sounds like you got plenty of material, so just remember one thing.
Sexy. You got it, Arlo. Sexy. Bye.
That one's not too bad. I don't know. I just don't know.
On my first excursion from the ship to Christmas Island, I met a charming marine biologist.
Oh,
Complimented me on my jade flounder necklace. Looking forward to seeing you. Secret Santa.
Almost. That one's pretty good.
As night fell over Christmas Island, we found ourselves stranded, yet finally alone. And though it was forbidden, we couldn't resist any longer. Our
That was
bodies
good.
pressed against each other for just a minute. Our hearts throbbing as our lips deliciously met. Now that's excellent.
Ooh, string height is way low on that one.
I was in the elevator and this guy got on.
We'll change everything.
We'll go a couple of turns on the saddle.
And he kissed me.
little bit. Not too bad. Boy, the low E string was notoriously bad, wasn't it? And it still won't intonate all the way. It's in perfect tune and intonation now, but considering I might have to take all this off because there's a bad pot or something here. Not happy. Not happy. Not happy at all. Not happy at all. Not happy at all. Boys and girls.
Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Burlington was created just for our huge family. They're gifts for everyone. Merry Christmas.
Son of a mother.
Baby.
Okay, well,
All the great friends.
I'm not gonna bitch and moan and harangue about it too much. I mean, I kind of got to get the feeling he didn't expect me to even get this far on it because we're gonna have some sort of other unbeknownst issue. I mean, you know.
It's use it or lose it time at VisionWorks. Your VisionWorks are about to expire, so it's time to use them. VisionWorks accepts hundreds of plans, and you'll get 50% off a second pair of glasses when you use your insurance. Use it or lose it at VisionWorks. VisionWorks, we're here to help you. Give to a gift.
Oh, I forgot to move the camera and showing you guys me taking the strings off, but that's alright. It's no big deal. Darn it, I wanted to do that.
Some of your favorite foods stay has hydrogen peroxide.
I mean, it sounds good. It's just the freaking electronics. It's really disappointing. When he comes over tomorrow, I'm going to have to say, hey, you know, there's something with the electronics. The pickups are weak. The pickups are not strong. They're weak, very weak. And possibly 2 or more pots, and possibly a switch. The switch seems okay. I want to say it's the volume pot. I really do want to say it's the volume pot. Okay, let's check the string height. I said the saddle's down all the way and the action is still super high. What's it hitting on? Oh, it's hitting on the back pickup. Ooh. The action is really freaking high on this. It's just the geometry is off somehow, and it's really got nothing to do with the tremolo. It's like it's the rake on the neck or something. It's like the neck doesn't match the body. I don't know. So that's an issue too. The neck has got a rake on it in the pocket. It's either the pocket or the neck that's got the rake on it. In other words, it's raked like this instead of all flat, parallel with the body. The neck has a rake right here from here to here, either in the pocket, or the neck has a rake itself. It's like, sheesh. I've been going an hour and 24 minutes. I'm just going to keep going until 1, and until I can think of something to do. Got it in perfect tune and intonation. The nut height was fine, after all. I was worried about that. That's fine. Our two issues is the neck rake, and our main issue is the electronics. Something going on with the electronics. So, I'm going to take a break in that. A friend of mine said hi on Twitter about the stream. That's nice. Very nice. Oh, I gotta change the name of the video, dang it. I was forgetting something all this time. Okay.
Hey, mind if I join you?
Always something.
I'd actually love someone to talk to right now.
And the guitar looks pretty decent,
That's what you want to talk about?
but
We're not gonna end well, are we?
having an issue, multiple issues across this.
Why would you say that?
We'll see what he says. If he wants to just take it back and it's
But I would be lying if
a wall hanger or something.
You too?
The thing is, I don't want to go replacing a pot, and then that's not the issue, and then replace the next pot, and then that's not the issue, and then replace the third pot, and then that's not the issue, and then replace the switch, and that's not the issue, and then the electronics, and then pretty soon I've got $300 into this guitar, and that's not
I just
agreeable.
knew. And he made me laugh, and he made me everything. And every day after that, it just got better and better. And I'd be lying if I said that every day was amazing. But he was always there for me.
That would not be copacetic.
time to tell you what the problem is.
What if we fizzle out? I mean, what
Pinky
happens to you
Tuscadero.
We fizzled out.
guys? See?
It
That's
was
the
a
name of this
different
guitar that we
I'm not even
ever so
ready yet.
lovingly nicknamed
No. It's just
Pinky Tuscadero.
anything yet. And I'm about to settle down. And I see you and your friend, and you guys are beautiful, smart, sophisticated, talented women. You guys seem perfectly happy.
Pinky Tuscadero.
I mean, do you even have a desire to get married again?
See if there's a pinkytuscadero.com. I'm guessing there probably
I
isn't,
don't know how things will end, but
but you never know.
if something so big starts with a spark, anything can happen, right?
I'm
I mean, it
gonna
can
go
explode or blow up in your face, or
www.
catch fire.
Pinky Tuscadero.
Sweetie, don't let the jitters stop you from taking that chance.
Yeah, come on.
Okay?
Thank you.
Tuscadero.
You know what?
.com.
I'm gonna go find David, and I'm gonna warm him up.
Might be. Oh, holy mackerel, there is one. Who'd have thought?
Good luck. You're an absolute wonder, you know that?
You better
Pinky
stop
Tusk.
sneaking up
It's
on
not
me
loading
like
though. That's the problem.
I think you like it.
Just a placeholder or something.
I gotta admit, though, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't get to hear you
Let
say.
me refresh it. Yeah, it's just a pink,
Disappointed that you didn't get to see me make a fool out
kind of a
myself.
pinkish background.
You know, I read a
Okay, how
few of your
about
articles.
.net?
I was listening to what you said to her, and I gotta
.net?
tell you,
You were listening?
I caught the tail end. Man,
Nope.
you have got such a big, beautiful heart and everything. Why are you so
.org?
afraid to show it off?
I'm not afraid.
Probably not. If anything, it wouldn't be a .org, but you never know.
I'm not shaking.
You are absolutely trembling.
It's cold out here.
It's so cold in here. I wonder.
Let's see.
May I remind you that you
Ooh,
are
my
still
battery's getting low. Well, I got about 30 minutes left.
It just got off.
I'm probably gonna end this video today and email him tomorrow. He wasn't 100% sure if he was gonna make it over here tomorrow. He said he might on his way back. He's got a house here and then he's got a house in Orange County at the beach. So I will ask him. This is the thing with it so far. Yeah, no. There's a .com, but it's like just a pink background.
Happy Honda days. It comes standard with Honda Sensei, a suite of safety and driver assist features. Or get tubular in the Honda
Pinky
Ridgeline. It has this
Tuscadero.
You mean pizza compartment? So full.
This is Wikipedia, of course, but
Happy Honda days.
and then IMDb.
Right now, it's your Honda dealer.
Daryl's family uses Game Flings now. So their
Instagram.
laundry smells more amazing
Pinky
than ever.
Sleeps.
Hey, Mito.
Just wanted to show you guys, for those who don't know who Pinky Tuscadero is. I'm gonna go image search, and then I'll just show you a picture of her. Well, it's not a very big one. It's a little tiny thumbnail.
made for all.
Yeah, come on. Something halfway decent, maybe. Is that her, or is that? Yeah, that is her. Okay, I'll go screen share here for you guys. And that is the lovely and effervescent Pinky Tuscadero. You can see why we named the guitar that, because it's the same color. You might not be able to tell, but the car, which is a 59 Chevrolet El Camino, is pink. And her boots and her top and her hair tie is pink with red hair. And I don't know if the actress is still alive or not. I'll have to check her IMDb. Let's do that. Or her, check her wiki. There's a bunch of other pictures, so just through image search. Let's see if she's the actress that played her still alive. Born July 29th, 1943. Actress's name is, I knew it was Roz something, Roz Kelly. I didn't remember the last name. Yeah, I knew it, I couldn't remember it. Age 75. So I guess she passed away at age 75. Yeah.
Unpredictable Crohn's symptoms following you for adults with moderately to
So that's her. Pinky Tuscadero
Studies showed relief and remission
with
with
fawns.
dosing every 8 weeks.
Stelara may lower your ability to fight infections and may increase your risk of
So
infections,
that is
require hospitalization,
what we nicknamed, or I nicknamed, this guitar. Because, I don't know, just the color reminded me of the guitar. Or the her and her car. And Fonzie and all that. So I'm not going to play it anymore because the problem's not going to fix itself by banging on it. So with that being said, at least the nut height was good. The action height I'm a little disappointed with. It's fairly high. That's to be expected on a cheap guitar. It was never an expensive guitar to begin with. Brand new, it was maybe, I don't know, $100, $150 guitar. New. But this is what we have on the guitar so far. On the guitar so far. Show you the back of it.
Explain what? I thought you finally wanted to spend some time together. I do. For a change. I did. The only reason we can keep
So this is the back of it.
I feel used.
I do not have a back plate for it, so that I might try and do something about.
That's the only reason why I did it.
How was that supposed to make me feel any better?
But at least it goes in tune and intonates. I was a little bit worried about that at first, but so far so good on that issue.
That's amazing. I thought you were just embellishing for the story. At first I was.
Neck screws are kind of loose. Not happy about that.
I think I'm gonna invite him to my parents' house for Christmas dinner.
Oh, that's serious.
I'm kind of nervous. Becky, I am so sorry. I should have told you.
A little tighter on these. Because that's going to change the tune, but I'm not worried about it staying in tune right now because I might have to take all the strings off. If he says no, I'll go ahead and replace a pot or two and see what happens. Okay. Of course, flip it over and strum it, and I know that's going to change the tune. Yeah, a little bit, not much. Well, that's what we have, folks. A guitar a year in the making. And issues. I'm not happy about. One being the electronics, the main issue, and then the second is the rake on the neck. So we'll see. What else could I do for him on this guitar? I mean, other than replace electronics on it one at a time and see what the issue is. The only other thing I could do is take the strings off, pickguard off, and run a meter, continuity meter, across each electronic aspect and jiggle it and wiggle it and tap it and see if the continuity goes in and out. And if it goes in and out on a certain part, then I know that part's the issue, and then I can take that part off and replace it. If I can find the direct issue with it, the guitar will be 100% playable and sound pretty decent. You heard it there for a while. I had it running pretty decently. That being said, you can always put a humbucker. You know, we'll see. We'll see what he wants to do, and this is not a flaming rush to get the guitar back. I'm disappointed, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal for me to take it apart and replace a pot. Probably starting with the volume pot. And double check the ground, make sure the ground is good. And all that good stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what he wants to do. We'll see what the man wants wants to do, and I'm more than happy to do it for him. He's a really good and close friend of mine, so it's not like he's going to be flaming mad at me for not getting it to work. I mean, it's just he didn't know if the guitar was going to work to begin with, so it's just kind of one of those things. But it's got a nice vintage look with it. The pickups are nice and yellowed over the years, so it's got a nice, you know, vintage look to it. So we'll see. We'll see what he wants to do. And I actually got the tremolo almost even, almost level, so I'm happy about that. Other than that, tomorrow night's guitar, I'm not sure what it's going to be. It might be that brand new in the box Epiphone limited edition custom shop Les Paul special that I have in the box sitting 4 feet away from me. I might do that tomorrow night, maybe. Christmas Eve. I don't know what guitar I'm going to do Christmas Eve. I might do the special guitar that I've been saving for a friend of mine to do a special video about her and dedicate the stream to her. I might do that guitar Christmas Eve. Maybe. We'll see.
That's one of the perks of working with fashion.
You guys clean up pretty good yourself.
So, you know, I mean, moderately happy with the guitar. I mean, just a few issues with it. A few issues. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. Dang it. Yeah. Like I said, he wasn't expecting perfection. I'm a perfectionist, so any little thing is just like, my OCD kicks into high gear, and it's like, no. But, you know, what can you do? What can you do? We'll see. I mean, he wanted to come over, my friend wanted to come over and see my Christmas decorations, because I got quite a display out front. Pretty big. I've got many hours into it, like 20-something hours into it. And I've got like 22 Christmas inflatables. I've got many yards of lights and all kinds of stuff. So he's been wanting to kind of come over and see that, so and say hi and whatnot. So I'll show him the guitar, point out the issues, and he'll either say, don't worry about it, I'll just take it back and it's done, or because he pays me to do this work, so you know, I'm sure he's not going to want to put $500 into a guitar that's worth $200 or $150. Not that I charge him that much, unless that's what he wants, but yeah, I'm just saying, excuse me, for the sake of argument. We'll see. We'll see what he wants to do. We'll see. I gotta remember what that bridge and what that... I have a bridge and 2 knobs sitting over here that I forget what guitar they belong to. And it's like, I've been sitting here and 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 sitting here, and I don't remember what guitar they go to. And I'll show you the bridge, and for the life of me, I can't remember what guitar they go to. It's a project guitar, but it's like, I don't think it's my Yamaha. It could be, but I don't think so. I have this bridge sitting here. It's like I took it off and I don't know, forget what guitar it belongs to. That rarely happens to me, but it does happen. Let me go over to that guitar and see if it belongs to it. Probably not.
You're breaking up with me.
No, I don't want to.
You mean stay here?
Yes.
So you want me
No.
to quit my dream job, move out of my nice apartment in New York, and
Looks good on that, but it doesn't belong to it. Guitar.
yes,
I've got
on
like
vacation.
40, 45 guitar projects to do this fall and winter. It's like, for the life of me, I don't remember what guitar this belongs to. I mean, all as I go through my projects, it'll come up, but yeah, it's like I don't remember. So I just kind of set it over here in the hopes when I run across the project and go, there's a bridge missing. And then voila, here it is. And these two knobs. Just a couple of chrome knobs. It's like, irks me because I don't know what it belongs to. But it'll come to me. Very rarely does that happen. Where it's like, I got this part and I don't know what guitar it belongs to. Very rarely. That's the only one I have sitting here out of all my project guitars that I don't know what it belongs to. It's like, okay, I'll figure it out.
I know all about it. I know you.
I'll be right back.
Big blowout on New Year's Eve as well. I know. Man, this is my life. I want you to be part of my life.
My life is not on the ship, Jake.
And your life isn't working for that paper either. You know all the articles that I've read that you've written. Your friend Becky, Jessica, girl who's scared to get married. Me. You've offered all of us great things.
Merciful.
Now let me offer you something. Take a chance. You hear me? Take a chance and bet on yourself. And you gotta focus on your writing. You gotta get that book together.
Interesting. Well, no, I don't want to do
And
that.
other people, they believe. Now it's just a
I
matter
do
of
have this other loaded
you.
pick guard that I bought from a guy who was selling some guitar parts. This is what's called a loaded pick guard. It's got all the electronics, the pickups, the switches, the pots, the knobs, nuts, bolts, screws, and washers. It's out of a made in Mexico Fender Strat. I think I paid $50 for this loaded pick guard, and it's actually worth about $150, $200. I could put it in here. The only problem with doing that is this pick guard is worth more than this entire guitar in reality. Now I'd have to charge them. I gotta make a little money on it. I'd have to charge them probably. Oh, I gotta make a little money on it. I'd probably charge him $60, $70 for the pick guard, even though it's worth twice that. But he's a friend. I don't think he's gonna want to do that though. It's like put an expensive loaded pick guard in a guitar that's not worth much, that still has a neck issue. I don't think he's gonna want to do that. But I got this for another project.
Take Frister OTC and take control of Harper. So you don't have to stash antacids here. Here. Or here. Check your antacid habit.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
1 pill a day, 24 hours.
We'll see what the man wants to do. Oh, I gotta unplug my soldering iron.
Every Christmas is memorable.
Oh my god. Still gotta go outside and take down some of my Christmas put away some of my Christmas decorations. I have to bring some of them in because they're kind of valuable and semi-valuable, and leave them out overnight. Some kids might come along and steal them, so I typically bring in a bunch of them, just, you know, overnight. So the little ankle biters don't steal them right out from under me.
Burlington was created just for our huge family. They have gifts for everyone. Merry Christmas, Mom! Gift basket. For the baby. Joy! All the big friends.
So I'll probably do that right at 1. And close this video out. Where's my telecettle? It's in there. And yeah, you know. It's pretty cold tonight. It's one of the colder nights we've had so far. Right now it's 66.5 degrees in here, which is the way I like it. I like it cold. I'd rather be cold than hot. At least if it's cold, I can keep warm. Put a sweater on or something. Yeah.
You can check off your to-do list and wish list. At Lowe's, you can satisfy both your lists on a single budget. Shop Lowe's and save $100 on a Cobalt 227-piece display exclusive.
Oh, excuse me.
Give joy, get joy at Kohl's. We got your last minute gift.
Tuscadero.
Take an extra 15 or 20%.
So yeah, we got a few issues. Nothing entirely major. Well, fairly major. I take that back. I mean, fairly major. Fairly major. We'll see what he wants to do. Now Tuscadero is back together. It's been, what, 2.5 years since this guitar has been apart that he had it. And then he originally just brought me the neck to replace the nut. And he said, nah, screw it, I'll just bring you the whole thing and you put it back together. But it was missing the tremolo, and then it was missing the back plate, and the claw spring, the tension springs, the 3 tension springs. Then he had to order them, and then wait for them, and then he had to bring them over, and then I was like, I had to wait and wait and wait. Both of us, primarily him. Yeah, I think we'll eventually get it going. Not too worried about it. I mean, I've got parts. I've got good used parts. I could, if need be, I could replace all 3 pots, all 3 pickups, and the 3-way switch, if need be. The jack is fine. There's nothing wrong with the jack. I don't think it'll need to go that far, but we'll see what he wants to do on it. See what he wants to do. 23 skidoo. What he wants to do. Oh. So yeah. Tuscadero. I don't think it's the ground. The ground is fine. Ground is right under this tremolo. I suppose I could move the ground from the tremolo. Technically, ground should be soldered to the back of this claw right here. I could move it. Just for the sake of doing it. There's no hole though, that's the problem. Usually there's a hole in the side, and then you can route the ground through the hole and then out the hole and over to the claw. There's no hole. So originally the ground is right where I have it now. It's right where I have it. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not gonna overthink it yet. Anyway, might overthink it a little bit, but not a lot. I shouldn't use my polish rag as a solder tinter. I'm not happy that I did that. Shouldn't have done that.
So nice to meet you. Happy
It's okay.
holidays.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
And this is the new managing
Yeah, whatever.
of the New York Fed. What? Yes. Yes, I read the article. Are you kidding me? It was fantastic. I loved it. So I suggest to you that you start interviewing the most handsome personal assistants you can find in the city.
Actually, I was thinking about
I love when you're thinking. She is such a great thinker.
I think I'm gonna need some time off.
When do you want to come back?
I'm not coming back.
You're going after the guy in the road, aren't you? The ship. Huh?
No, I'm not going after anyone. Intelligent, talented, sophisticated woman. If any man wants me, then he's gonna have to come and get me. And I am finally gonna write my book. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it, and I'm gonna be about it. That's what I wanna do.
Attention workers.
Polish the back of the tuners a little bit. That's why I'm sitting here.
Now, it's time. Obviously.
Yeah,
Do I have any
better.
volunteers for an opening act?
Yeah. Really?
So, yeah, I mean the back plate is the least of the problems. I can find one and affix it to it, so I'm not entirely worried about that. That's the last thing on the list, if at all. So, oh God, she's gonna sing. I don't know if that's advisable. I don't know if that's advisable for her to sing. I don't know. It's probably not advisable. She's not a singer that I know of. Almost 2 hours. We'll stop and drop this video right at 1 because then I'm going to be really tired and I have a big day tomorrow. And we will maybe continue this guitar on the morrow. We'll see what my friend says, what he wants to do.
Really?
After you left, I spent a few days at sea. I've never felt
Oh.
in my life. It just wasn't the same. If you're not gonna be there,
Now, I do know the pickups are weak. Even when I got it to play, the guitar, the pickups are weak. And I have them up as close as I can possibly humanly get them to the strings without rubbing.
okay. Now, I think there's just a few more special people that I need to meet.
Well,
Agreed.
actually, I need to adjust this one down. I take that back. Dang it. There we go.
Welcome home, baby. I got somebody I want you to meet. This is Jake.
Now it's rubbing again. That one's rubbing. Hardly anybody ever plays this string that high. you know, it's primarily the last 3 strings that you'll play clear up to the last fret. Those are the ones you want clear of the pickups. So we'll see. So I guess we'll stop it and drop it on this video here in a second. In about 30 seconds. So we'll close this out. And thank you for joining me on this classic guitar video on the Frister Speedstar Strat, affectionately known as Pinky Tuscadero, Part 3. And I guess we're going to have a Part 4 on this. It's been a really long time since I had a Part 4, let alone a Part 3. So we'll come back on a Part 4 in this in a day or two. Maybe after Christmas, we'll see. See what my friend says he wants to do on this guitar to finish it, and we'll go from there. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.